Good morning from Tennessee. There's the shelter that I made it to last night, and I am back on the trail. I only have about 4 miles left to Irwin. Probably even could have just powered through it last night and gotten there, but it probably would have been about 10 o'clock at night. um, so yeah, I kind of messed up on the video at the end of the day yesterday. I said I had like 8,100 feet of ascent. For some reason my app was flipping it, so it was 8,100 feet of descent and like 6,000 feet of ascent. So not as good as I thought it was. And yeah, I don't know, it didn't really feel like 8,100, so made me second guess it. The Far Out app can be really finicky. Way earlier on, I was posting those elevation profiles with the graph and stuff like that. And then for a long time, it just stopped working. Like I couldn't make those profiles on the app. There was some glitch to whatever I was doing before, I was not able to do then. Yeah, every so often it flips the northbound and southbound on me. Yeah, it's a good app. I couldn't do this trip without it, but it is a little glitchy. And also, while I'm on a rant about Far Out, my biggest complaint is that it groups icons. So I'll put a screenshot of what the map looks like in Far Out when I'm using it. It groups certain things, and the one that I really don't like that it groups is water. So instead of showing a symbol for water, specifically at parking areas and roads, it just shows the icon for the road. So you have to click the icon for the road to then find out it has water, where in my mind you should just put two icons. Just put a water icon and a road icon, because water is important. And I don't really have time to click on every single icon to see if, you know, maybe there's water at this thing. So yeah, they group together some waypoints, and I really think they should ungroup the water ones at all costs. But that's my last rant about Far Out. Other than that, it is great and super useful. I'm going into Erwin, and I'm going to stay at Uncle Johnny's. It's going to be pretty much a very near Nero day, which I need because I'm not listening to myself and not taking zeros. But yeah, should be plenty of time to resupply and yeah, get food for all the way to Hot Springs. Getting close to Uncle Johnny's. I think it's right over the bridge, that red roof thing right there. This is the Nolichucky River. Never been around here before, but it seems like a great little mountain town. Yeah, just gonna check in. It's way early. It's like 10:30. Usually places don't love when you show up this early because their checkout's around 10 or 11. And then they need a few hours to change everything, but I'm just gonna, you know, show up and see what they say. But yeah, I've been at places before where they're not too happy if you show up really early, but hoping for the best. Good morning at Uncle Johnny's right now. Yesterday was great. Got there pretty early, and highlight of the day was I met up with two people who follow all the videos on YouTube, Alan and Julie. So we met up and went into Irwin and got a burger and went to the resupply. So yeah, so thanks so much for everything, Alan and Julie. It was great. Great meeting you, and you're a huge help. I am feeling the effects of daylight savings time. Now I have an hour less of light, and I sleep in, so this is really not going to be good for me. Um, and it is 8:30 in the morning, and I feel like I'm already running like way late. Uh, so I need to get out of here. But the stay at Uncle Johnny's has been awesome. I'm currently just sitting in their little lodge and having coffee and yeah, just relaxing. I gotta pay, and the office doesn't open till 8:30, so I gotta wait around until they actually open until I can hit the trail. So, gonna go and do that and see how far I can get today before it gets too dark. Still on my initial climb up out of Irwin, and this has just been an absolute slog. It is steep, and I am dripping sweat. I think the heat and humidity today just is like taking me by surprise because it hasn't been this hot in a long time, plus the extra food weight, plus the steep elevation in a short distance. But I am getting killed out here. I'm dripping sweat already. I'm like fresh out of the hostel. Oh, doesn't matter. You're gonna be disgusting within a half hour. Might as well have not even washed my clothes at this point, at least my hiking clothes. Man, I think I only have like half mile left of this uphill though. I'm at the no business shelter, and yeah, it's got this cool sign, dedication here to a resident of Erwin. Love this sign. And I just stopped here to get a snack, but also I noticed this, that there's one of these noticed camping is closed, so I guess the shelter is closed for camping. I'm only like 6 miles from where I started, so I'm not gonna stay here, but this is the second time that I've seen this. The other time was in Damascus. Sorry, there's bugs everywhere. Yeah, and reading the comments, I guess a bear got into 3 food bags not too long ago. So they closed the shelter. So yeah, I'm just sitting. And of course I have a Snickers out as there's a bear problem, but I'm not gonna eat it here. I'm just getting it out, and I'm gonna pack up and just eat as I walk. But yeah, figured I'd show you the shelter and the notice of the closure due to bear activity. Update on what's going on today. It has been pretty tough. Lots of elevation, going downhill now, so I actually have my breath. Yeah, there's around 6,000 plus feet of elevation and 16 miles, and most of it is in like 3 or 4 pretty big spikes. Done about half of it, and man, the heat is really killing me today. I've already opened like an electrolyte pouch and added it to some water because I've been sweating through my clothes. Yeah, I think my body's just not ready for, I wasn't ready for like this sudden change from fall weather to, oh, it's close to 80 degrees today and sunny. Also my pack's just been feeling weird. I think the added weight from the resupply. One thing that I'll do, and this really just happens on the first day out on trail, if my pack's feeling weird, hold on. I'll kind of just like loosen everything. So loosen the arm straps, loosen the load lifter if you have them, and loosen the hip belt. And then just kind of put your pack on and lean over and then tighten the hip belt first, and make sure the hip belt is like over kind of the crest of your hips. So not where a belt would usually go. It should be like a little higher than that. And make sure that's good so that the weight is sitting on your hips, and then readjust the rest of the straps. So that's pretty much my strategy. If pack is feeling weird and starting to weigh on my shoulders, loosen everything, put the pack on, bend over, do the hip belt, and then tighten the shoulder straps and then the load lifters at the end. And that usually gets things better aligned. But yeah, the first day out can be particularly odd if you're adding, 8 pounds of weight to what was in there the day before. You might have to adjust things. So I'm coming up on a place on the map called High Rocks, and not sure if you can tell from here, but it is incredibly steep. And I am just absolutely wiped. Like, today has been so hard for me. Even with the Nero yesterday, all the elevation right at the beginning in this heat, it's just wiping me out. I'm like crawling up this mountain right now. In terms of views up here, it's pretty much been the same the whole climb up, but now I got this big rock right next to me. I don't know if there's anything else, but if that's it, it's pretty underwhelming for the amount of effort that it took to climb to this like highest point. If I just start, yeah, looks like I'm just going downhill now, so guess that was it for High Rocks. There is more to High Rocks, but I am so physically wiped out that I just like can't do it right now. I don't know if I'm declining physically out here, just coming off of Nero, or if that was just like as hard as I think it was. Could see the blue blaze right there. It goes up for about like another 75 feet up to the top there. Yeah, maybe another time if I'm ever here, but not today. I think I need to just take care of my body, and my body right now is saying snacks and electrolytes and don't go up that hill. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit and recoup, because yeah, I just got my butt kicked by High Rocks Mountain in, I think, Tennessee or North Carolina. I have continued on from High Rock over to Little Bald, and that wasn't like any easier. See, I've taken the hat off. Someone commented on one of the really old videos, like, you lose a lot of heat through your head, and cotton hat that's sweaty, probably not a good idea. And yeah, that makes sense. I like the hat regardless, but yeah, today I just swapped it out. We're having a lot of trouble with the heat. I think this has been my hardest physical day on trail. Just completely taken me by surprise, and yeah, I just wanted to document it. I think a lot of the times I make it seem like 20 miles are easy. Today's one where I'll do 16, almost 17, and then I'm done. I don't think I could physically do anymore. Did look up the stats. It'll be 6,100 feet of vertical gain and around 2,000 of loss. So, I mean, a number of things I think went wrong today. One being the added weight, 2 being the heat, and 3 being just the sustained, very steep grade. 6,000 versus 2,000, you don't get too many days like that out here. Usually it's pretty even, but today it just hasn't been that many times to like really catch your breath. But got an hour, or got a mile or so left to the shelter. Doesn't look that bad, but I am moving at like a snail's pace. Yeah, I just wanted to document probably my toughest physical day on trail that I can remember in a long time. So, made it to Bald Mountain Shelter, and looks like there's some bear cables. Looks like a lot of wire. I don't know, there's a lot going on there. Not gonna figure that out now. But I will later. Yep, end to a long, hard day. So just gonna close it out now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great night. Take care.